Hello, I'm Grace Gardner, and I am going to talk about things that affect the environment and so our health. Because now the medical people have turned it into a money-making operation. Rather than helping, they have started to hurt their clients in order to make more money. This is disgraceful and reprehensible and immoral. And you need to know what they're up to so that you can avoid the traps. We were talking about making you sick in order to get a patient, turn a person into a patient. It sounded like somebody was at the door. So here's another way that they do it. I was asked, they wanted to make a new kind of material that would be degradable. In other words, it would break down quicker so that they could make more money in order to sell more clothes. But they went a step further, and they wanted to make it so that the clothes would actually make you sick. It's fun, huh? Fun ideas that they have, these wonderful MOOC ideas, just blow your mind. So what I helped them come up with, because I didn't realize it was this whole game of, I didn't realize what they were up to. You know, the end game was not revealed to me until 2003. But what it is a mesh, a lot like mosquito mesh. You know, mosquito netting, which is practically free. I mean, if you need to buy yards and yards and yards of something that looks like material, buy mosquito netting, because it's like 38 cents a yard or something like that. Or, I don't know. I really don't know. I probably should have looked it up. It's probably $1 now. And then they spray it with a liquid that is made up of fibers that stick to the mosquito netting, and when it's dry, it is a cloth. It can be used like a cloth. I don't know whether they make the outfit first and then spray it, or spray the areas of the mosquito netting that's going to make the cloth. At any rate, the fibers in the spray that ends up turning into cloth is toxic. It's toxic, and it is highly irritating to your nose and throat, your sinuses, your lungs, and your skin. It's also will cause skin cancer if you put it on your skin. So be careful of breathing it in, and shake. I would recommend shaking the garment outside, and do that before you put it on. And like I have a bedspread. I mean, I brought it for show and tell now. This one. Is this like the most beautiful thing? I think it's beautiful. Now this is my pillow that I got from JCPenney. Actually, it's a pillowcase. This one's a pillowcase. But they do give you, in the package, you get, listen to this, what a bargain. You get, for $200, you get a comforter that is really huge. I mean, it really goes way beyond it. I bought the queen size, and it really goes way beyond the size of the bed. And then you get the two pillow shams. You get a little neck pillow. You get a bed ruffle. Now this stuff here, this is actual material that they make the normal way with weaving it together. But this stuff is what reminded me. Now I bought this for $40. I got this beautiful, beautiful pillow, two pillows, like I said, three, and then the neck pillow, a throw pillow, a bed skirt, and a huge, thick comforter for $40. So you really can't beat that with a stick. Also, for tip to poor people, if you really need warm clothes, and you have some place where you can keep them for the summer, this is the time of year. Now it's March, mid-March. This is the time of year to buy, because you're going to find, these things were 70% off or 80% off. I bought two coats. I'm going to show you one in a second. That were $200 coats for $40, and I haven't bought a new coat in I don't know how long. But the used coats that I've been getting are, first of all, they're used, so you don't really have a choice. It's really pretty much what fits you, and if it doesn't repulse you, then, buy it. But, and I have some fairly decent coats for $8. You can't, you really can't complain about that. So here's the deal. You take the mosquito netting, and then you can spray it. Now this looks, I don't know how much of this is true. Now this particular thing might not be it, but this is what they do. They spray it with the concoction that is microfibers, but the microfibers are very little actual fibers like cotton. Mostly they'll call it rayon, because rayon is pretty much anything that they want. I heard it was paper. I'm not sure how they make rayon, but they use chemicals that are really very bad for you. Now the microchemicals will slough off and get in your nose and your mouth and your lungs and on your skin. So you have to be very careful of that. If it makes you sneeze to begin with, you could wash it, and I recommend washing your clothes, brand new clothes, and and if you're buying from a thrift store, you might want to wash them too. But brand new clothes have to be washed before you wear them, because they are all sprayed with this chemical that keeps them from wrinkling in transit, but it also is very bad for you. Again, those chemicals are made by subsidiaries of drug companies who make the drugs that will counteract what it is that you caught from using their product. So be very aware that they're either a subsidiary or they are working for that particular drug company and or medical group. So that is very important. Anyway, and then here's the coat. Now this is probably what reminded me of the conversation about how to make this stuff. Is that, again, I'm not sure that this is it, but if you look, it's kind of a herringbone, and I think they call it in the description. It's on. I bought it on both of these online. Off the internet. But what it is really is just they sprayed the herringbone pattern onto the material. And again, this might not be a true example, but this is it looks really quite beautiful, but it's not true herringbone, and I like it better than the herringbone. And this particular item is very warm. This is the warmest coat. It's probably the third warmest coat I've ever owned. The first warmest coat, I want to point out, was made out of fake fur, faux fur. So probably some rayon or some polyester or something. But the fur, for some reason, the tightness of the fur made that coat so warm. Nowadays they don't make the same tight knit fur. Fake fur nowadays looks really fake. But this coat was somebody may have thrown paint on it, and that was probably the end of that coat. But that's a terror. Don't throw paint on people's clothes. It's stupid. So anyway, there's the warning on that. It's always something, isn't it? It's a fun world. Oh yeah, so okay. So to continue along those veins, I have to fix this. That's better. To continue along those veins, also, there is a toilet paper called Cashmere. I remember naming that. And it is microfibers as well. And so when you wipe yourself, some of those microfibers are going to stay on your skin. And believe me, they're going to cause all kinds of problems. So be very careful. I buy, my favorite is Markel, because they use recycled paper to make their toilet paper. They use recycled paper to make everything. I think Markel, yeah. So I've always used them because they're so environmentally friendly. Now they don't advertise. I used to tell them you should really advertise that it's recycled, and they said people don't want to use recycled paper as toilet paper, and I said, yeah, I think that there's a market for that. But that toilet paper also held together very nicely, so you didn't have any chafing or any concerns of getting a discharge because your private area is irritated. So Scott pollutes the waterways in Maine. The way that they log, they use the waterways to move their logs down the hills and then put them in trucks. That's the only thing I don't like about Scott. They should make a log flume like everybody else and stop. They might have. Now that was years and years ago. I forget how old I am sometimes. But so they might have, but their toilet paper holds together really well, and it also, if you're in an RV and you're thinking that you have to use, don't use that God, that's the worst. The toilet paper that they make for RVs, first of all, costs like $2.50 a roll. Come on, what is it made out of? Gold, and it biodegrades though, but it also comes off on your skin. Women have much more of a problem. Men don't often even use toilet paper after they pee, so, but some men do. But be careful of that toilet paper. You don't want those Charmin softy kinds, because you don't want those microfibers to stay on your skin, especially not there. There's just too much that can go wrong. Microfibers. I guess that's about it. Just be aware that they are out there. They are very often you'll see it micro fleece and micro, I don't know. They call them different things, but just be aware that that's how they make them. And the ingredients in those fibers are nasty and they will hurt you. All right, so peace. Think peace. Rise up.